Redditors, what was your best or worst time in a game of Truth or Dare? One time in middle school we were on the school bus and someone suggested to play Truth or Dare. One girl gets up and says, "I'll kiss anyone on this bus except for him," while pointing at me. That was 16 years ago and I still think about it. In 4th grade we were playing Truth or Dare on the bus home from school. Someone dared my friend to lick the floor of the bus and sure enough he did it. I thought about that moment the whole time he was giving his class president speech at high school graduation. Last day of school, I was dared to kiss my crush on the mouth and I freaking missed and kissed her nose. Most awkward day in my life. Was in 6th grade pre-internet 90s and got dared to make out with my GF in front of everyone. We had kissed, but I didn't understand what exactly defined making out. I had to ask this group of fellow kids what it was. Felt super uncool. Best, I was dared to make out for 5 minutes with a boy I really liked. Worst, he said he didn't want to play anymore and walked away from the game. Was made to tell the truth about who I had a crush on. It was on a girl in the same game. She said, "Oh my god, you." A part of me died that day. Late to the party, but back in high school my friends and I all got together and decided to do this. I had a huge crush on one of them and she had a thing for me as well. Everyone knew it. My best friend sitting next to me decides to dare her to make my jaw drop. So she gets up and tells me to keep my eyes open and lifts up her top. My jaw did in fact drop. Best time 8th grade party, saw boobies for the first time. Worst time, accepted dare to eat an edible. I occasionally smoked mild indica. The edible was potent sativa. I don't remember much of the night after that, but the flashes I do have involve a lot of shaking, anxiety, and puking. 0-10. This comment section is why I always refused to play Truth or Dare. Yes, there's kissing crushes all over, but then there's the guy that put cayenne pepper on his PP. One found out my crush had a thing for me. She said truth. I asked her, "Do you wanna go on a date with me?" Silence for a second, then a smile and a yes. Two worst was when my dumbass friend fell on me whilst doing the dare of jumping off the table, broke his ribs and my foot. 1995 I was dared to kiss a guy that all my friends were crushing on. I really wasn't. I smooched his lips. Everyone was like, that wasn't a kiss. So I went in deep and hard for a second one. I was 14 and he was 16. We have been together ever since. He followed me to college. I followed him out of state for work. We moved back home at 25-27, got married. Here we are in 2021 still together. It is so bizarre. Played Truth or Dare with a group of really good friends and got dared to leave the party and stop hanging out with them. It's been about 8 years since then and it still stings sometimes. I was in 9th grade. It was like 40-60 with more girls and one of my friends dared a girl who was my crush at the time to flash me and she did, and it was probably the best moment of that entire year for me. One time in high school, a cop stepped onto the bus as I was wearing a girl's bra on my head like a helmet, like strapped under my chin and everything. Back then I had a crush on a girl that lives in the upper floor in the same apartment with me. One day my mom and her friends were sitting in our living room and talk about some stuff while I was playing with other kids in my room, so we decided to play Truth or Dare. I was the only male in the group and we were 6 kids around the same age, 11-14. Of course my crush was sitting next to me. Suddenly, I found myself of being asked Truth or Dare. I said truth and the girl asked question, "Have you ever bought a present for your crush?" And of course I was an idiot. Without even thinking I asked my crush if I've ever bought a present for her. Everyone went crazy and I was still waiting for a reply. When I realized the shocking reality, I ran away from home and did not show up until I thought they would be gone. I still remember this, being so embarrassed and blame myself for being so idiot. Edit: for those who were saying it would be smooth if I didn't ran away. Actually you are right, but this whole situation was not planned. Also, for people wondering what happened next, I tried to cry but couldn't. After a few days, in the neighborhood all the girls were talking shit about me, and one of them was my sister. Also, my crush did not talk to me for some days as far as I remembered. Lastly, now our moms still talk to each other, but we live in different towns, so I do not see her that much. The best time for me was when I dared my little brother to let me practice his hair and makeup on him. He absolutely hated it, but it was very fun for me, lol. I was around 14 and a girl from school hosted a class party. I had hit puberty really early and looked pretty mature for my age, which came with getting a lot of attention from older guys, which made a lot of my peers assume that I had some experience and extra confidence. We played Truth or Dare and I was dared to kiss this boy in my class who hadn't hit puberty, had braces, and generally didn't match my maturing. I think he expected me to refuse, but I had actually been crushing on him and found him really cute, including that I hadn't actually kissed anyone before despite what everyone believed. We both leaned over on all fours from opposite sides and I could see the huge and boyish smile that formed on him, and it felt really safe and comfortable, and to this day I am glad that was my first kiss. I was at a summer camp and we all had small groups that we would meet with in the mornings after breakfast to help plan out the days. On the third or fourth day we were all getting pretty close and decided to play Truth or Dare. Our group met down by the lake and we were all sitting with our feet in the water, and someone was dared to catch a minnow with a net. Nothing crazy, however. Immediately after the minnow was caught it was my turn and I said dare, hoping my friend would dare me to kiss my crush who was also in our small group. Instead, being the little shit he was, dared me to eat the minnow. Trying to be a badass 6th grader and certainly not trying to be a bitch, I did it and swallowed it whole with my cup of hot cocoa. If eating a live minnow wasn't bad enough, a couple more rounds go by and my crush was then dared to kiss me, to which she quickly yelled out, "Why am not kissing minnow boy?" That became my nickname for the next week and a half. Never got the kiss, to say the least, and still wonder to this day if that's what gave me the tapeworm they found a year later. I dared my ex-friend to give me all of his chicken wings. I was at a friend's birthday party, we playing Truth or Dare. When it was my turn, I got dared to kiss this guy. He was my best friend's crush. I looked over to her and she hinted that it was okay. A few rounds later, it was the guy's turn. He got dared to kiss the girl opposite him. It was me. Then, it was his turn again, but he had to spin a bottle to choose who he would make out with. Everyone was chatting or otherwise distracted, except for me and that friend. He span it. It landed on my friend, but he span it again, and it landed on me. Too long didn't read, made out with a friend's crush repeatedly in front of her TT. We did use one of those apps that gives you a question or dare randomly, and one person got the dare to hug the person to her right, me, and refused. I was playing with my two best friends and would really have liked a hug. Played at a boy-girl birthday party in high school. A cute guy was dared to kiss me and instead shook my hand. Thanks for the hit to my self-esteem, Matt. I was given the dare to go to a girl and say to her SMD. It was very hard for me because I was the good kid who never swore in his entire school life and I hardly talked to any girl, but it was the most daring thing I have ever done. I had to explain why I said that so she wouldn't complain to the teacher about me. This was in 8th grade. I was dared to kiss this boy and give him a lap dance. He later became my first BF. This is a very convoluted, complicated story, with much more to it, but I'll keep it as short as I can. I was dared to cover the head of my dick with cayenne pepper, then close my foreskin over top of it. I was 13-14 at the time and was in a situation that would have looked really bad to my foster parents. Ironically, about 5 minutes after I did the deed, my foster parents pulled up to the house. So everyone playing scattered, but I had a dick full of cayenne pepper and it was burning. like a lot. But it gets worse. My friend that was over for the night decides to do it as well because I look like I am being dramatic. He didn't use as much as me, but we both were in so much pain and regretted everything, so we decided we were gonna go get cleaned up. Me first because I did it first, except for one kinda big problem. My foster dad worked in construction, then go to my foster mom's business and would help her until she closed. Then he would come home and shower immediately, then go to bed. He would get angry if you tried to shower after he had gone to bed, cause the bathroom was right next to his room. And the pipes were extremely loud. So by the time I got upstairs to get cleaned up, he was walking towards the only bathroom with a towel in hand. I had to tell my foster mom I was doing the pee-pee dance cause I was moving around so much and looked so uncomfortable. I couldn't tell my foster parents the truth, cause that would involve them knowing that we were playing truth or dare and had a fit. I went outside to pee but actually just left my wang hanging in the cool wind to help with the burning sensation that wouldn't go away. I also tried to scoop some of it off. Yes, I used that much, because I am an idiot. That's why, but if I touched it too hard it was just burning more and felt even more uncomfortable. So I got the genius idea to grab 2 glasses of water, take them down for my friend and I, and we would get cleaned up downstairs in my room, then just dump the Kyle and Dick water out the window. Sounds great, right? I get the water downstairs, and my friend is already in my room, using one of my deodorant sticks on his junk to try and counter the burning. So he rubbed his sweaty Kyle and Pepper Dick all over my deodorant I used for school after gym. By the look on his face, I could tell he could give less than a duck about it. I couldn't really either cause I was focused on cleaning myself up. I hand my buddy his glass, and we clean ourselves up to the best of our abilities, dump out the Kyle and Dick water, and then go to bed. The next morning, we go upstairs for breakfast and bring our glasses up. I went to put mine in the sink, and my foster dad said something like, "Don't grab another glass, we don't need any more dirty dishes than we already have." And so I said, "Oh no, I am just washing hours before dinner." He says, "Why? You just had water, right? It's not even dirty." And because I have social anxiety and didn't want to talk about this any more than I already was, I just said, "Yeah, I guess you're right." We both filled our glasses with water, didn't touch them. Then I got yelled at for wasting drinking water. We had to buy our water from in town cause our well water was salt water. And yes, I forgot about the Kyle and Dick deodorant and put it on at school. It burned and chaffed my armpits during flag football. Worst ducking game of truth or dare I ever played. Consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video and if you want to see more of Reddit Universe.